What's good everyone, my name is Chefkoch and today I want to tell you about the Houston legend who changed rap forever, DJ Screw. DJ Screw was a disc jockey and producer from Smithville, Texas. He grew up in Smithville and LA with his mother, and seeing the 1984 breakdancing movie titled Breaking with Ice-T, as well as discovering his mom's turntable, attracted him to music. Next to that, his admiration of classical music drove him to resume piano lessons, and after 7 years of practice, he was able to play works like Chopin's Etude in C major by ear, which is very impressive. His musical interest shifted as a young teenager as he took his mother's B.B. King and Johnny Taylor records and scratched them on the turntable the way DJs did, slowing the spinning disc and then allowing it to speed back up. Then his father took Screw to Houston to stay out of trouble, and Screw began buying records of his own there and spin with his friend, who would later be known as Shorty Mac. DJ Screw started his trademark mixes in 1990, inspired by Houston DJ Daryl Scott, and Screw's innovation included the technique of slowing down the tempo of a song and applying techniques such as skipping beats or record scratching, which he called chopped and screwed. Pitching down his records to a lumbering pace made the song sound very hazy and drugged out, which was intentional because DJ Screw wanted to recreate the effect you felt while sipping lean, a cough syrup infused with codeine promethazine. This hypnotic sound therefore emphasized the mood and vibe of a song rather than just its lyrics or beat, something that was rather rare in 90s hip-hop but completely normalized today. Eventually, Screw started letting friends and locals rap over the beats, kick-starting their careers as well. Screw and his tapes became an underground sensation, so that people would drive hundreds of miles to his Houston home to buy them. He was literally selling his tapes in front of his house, so everything was analog, creating a direct artist-to-fan distribution model. That's a different kind of hustle. Because Houston was not commercially relevant for major record labels, the H-Town artists made music for the people and just sold their tapes on the streets, and during the early 1990s, DJ Screw invited some of Houston's most renowned rappers from the south side of the city to flow on his Screw tapes. This eventually led to the formation of the Screwed Up Clique, or short SUC, a Houston-based rap collective that went on to become very influential for Southern rap. After spending most of the 1990s as an infamous regional phenomenon in Texas, DJ Screw found himself gaining sudden notoriety. He now sold the tapes at his Houston-based record store, Screwed Up Records and Tapes, and fans often then recorded the purchased mixes and spread them to the entire world via the internet. DJ Screw became so popular that sometimes bootleggers would try to mimic his signature sound and sell fake Screw tapes, but of course only Screw had the ear. He knew what beats to use and which would sound good when slowed down later, when to scratch and when to flow. Screw was always in control of the session, directing and coaxing his rappers like a conductor. Screw would speak to you through the turntable, said a fan once, and nobody can mimic that. When the Houston hip-hop scene became nationally prominent in 2004, many of the biggest acts could be traced to DJ Screw's collective Screwed Up Clique, so Screw served as a leader for Houston's burgeoning rap scene, and his home studio, the Screw Shop, functioned as the home base for him and his clique. Therefore, it is fair to say that Screw was majorly responsible for the newfound attention Southern rap had in the early 2000s, because long before streaming and viral marketing, DJ Screw's mixtapes were a key way for artists to gain exposure. And with his artist-to-fan distribution model, he inspired future artists to push their music independently, and his work showed that regional rap scenes could thrive without major label backing. DJ Screw's mixtapes helped to popularize Houston rappers like Big Mo, Big Pokey, The Botany Boys, ESG, Fat Pat, Lil Flip, Lil Kiki, Trey the Truth, UGK, Youngstar, Zero, and many more, giving them a platform and a unique style that stood apart from the East and West Coast rap. But Screw also had a big influence on the DJ Michael 5000 Watts and the producer OG Ron C, who went on to form the record label Swishahouse together, and they later released their own mixtapes that featured Paul Wall, Slim Thug, and Mike Jones amongst others. 3 Houston figures that were influenced by DJ Screw as well, especially the songs Back Then and Still Tipping by Mike Jones sound very Screw inspired. Another proof for DJ Screw's influence is the fact that a lot of Texas and even national rap releases to this day feature 2 versions, a regular and a chopped version, most notably the Chop Not Slop remixes by Swishahouse Records, that can be found in the discographies of 21 Savage, Don Toliver or Big X the Plugg, for example. And also in the contemporary underground, artists like Either Prophet or Bash for the World still release screwed versions of their records. Other than that, the slowed and reverb trend that's very popular in today's melodic rap scenes and often goes viral on apps like TikTok only exists because of the chopped and screwed wave. The main producer behind slowed and reverb, titled Slater, is from Houston himself and said that DJ Screw was a big inspiration for him. Many people claim that slowed and reverb is just a gentrified version of chopped and screwed, but I can see the appeal of both. Yet Screw's influence is not only visible in Texas, we can also find it in Memphis, Tennessee with artists like 8Ball and 3 6 Mafia, especially on their hit song Sipping on Some Scissor. DJ Screw actually was an adamant advocate of drinking lean, originally a southern rap phenomenon which nowadays is deeply embedded in worldwide rap culture. Lean now is a part of a rapper's aesthetic, and this new hype brought us amazing songs outside of Houston like Sipping on Some Scissor or Codeine Crazy by Future. Yet it is important to know that DJ Screw popularized the syrup trend back in the 90s. Of course there is a bad side to this as well, because codeine is a hell of a drug. It's basically liquid heroin, and this exact opiate was the reason for DJ Screw's death in the year 2000. He died at only 29 years old due to an overdose. But DJ Screw's legacy lived on and is very present to this day. For example, T-Pain made a song in 2009 titled Chopped and Screwed, showing his love to Screw, but also Kick Door Freestyle by That Mexican OT and November 18th by Drake, which uses the same beat as June 27 Freestyle by Screw, pay homage to the Texas DJ as well. But his fingerprints are all over mainstream music if you look more closely. From Houston native Travis Scott's chart-topping Astroworld album with his homage R.I.P. Screw, to Solange's Ode to Houston When I Get Home, which is a mixture of R&B, chopped and screwed and cosmic jazz, to a big sister Beyonce's single I've Been On, DJ Screw's influence is everywhere. Staying with Travis, in 2018 when he was a musical guest on Saturday Night Live, his performance of his song Sicko Mode used DJ Screw's image and words from an interview featured on a dark projection screen, further paying his respects to the Texas legend. Next to that, we can argue that Future's and Playboi Carti's use of deep vocal distortions and slowed down beats owe a lot to Screw style. Kanye West sometimes sampled and referenced the Screw style production, particularly on Drive Slow with Paul Wall and GLC. Kendrick did something similar with Blow My High, and Gucci Mane's Activist for sure is directly influenced by the Screw sound as well. In addition, A$AP Rocky has successfully incorporated the Houston sound on his album Live Love A$AP, and especially the pitch down vocals that can be found regularly on the tape were inspired by DJ Screw. So Screw actually was a source of influence for the cloud rap genre as well, due to its hazy and calm sonority. And staying with cloud rap, producer pioneers Eric Dingus and Clams Casino both stated that Screw was a big inspiration to them, so here we have more proof for his posthumous influence on cloud rap. Now moving from cloud rap to funk. This genre that popped up in the early 2010s usually features samples from Memphis rap tapes, but the vocals are slowed down and distorted, therefore creating a laid-back, almost lo-fi atmosphere. Due to those commonalities with the chopped and screwed sound, DJ Screw can be viewed as a big influence on OG funk, and you can hear this especially on records by Space Ghost Perp and DJ Smokey, two actual funk godfathers. An example for this would be SGP's track 1991 Toad. But also in the rare funk subgenre, DJ Screw is seen as an important figure, since producer Soudier honored him with his R.I.P. Screw interlude. And DJ Screw's legacy even goes beyond music, since his sound was closely tied to Houston's automobile culture, especially to slab cars, which stand for slow, loud and banging. And those cars have a very distinctive design. They're candy painted of course, with vibrant colors, shiny rims and a loud stereo that usually blasts some Screw tapes. DJ Screw is such an important figure for Houston that the Texas governor honored him by making him an official Texas music pioneer, and June 27th is also known as DJ Screw Day in Texas because on that day in 1996, Screw had released a legendary 35-minute freestyle with a screwed up click. As a conclusion, DJ Screw was not only a key figure for the development and success of Southern rap by helping to disseminate music that didn't fit in the East Coast West Coast dichotomy, but he's now a lasting influence within hip hop that is globally recognized. He changed rap forever and his legacy lives on today. It's been 25 years since his passing, yet in the current fast-paced world, DJ Screw's slowdown tapes fit better than ever in my opinion. And it's kind of refreshing to hear some laid-back songs that go over the 5-minute mark. If you haven't yet, give the chopped and screwed soundscape a chance. I can recommend projects like All Screwed Up Volume 2 or 3 in the Morning Part 2 to start your journey. And with that being said, thank you for watching, leave a like if you enjoyed the video and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so we can hit 900 subscribers. Cheers!